Do you ever find yourself shrinking at the exact moment you most want to be noticed? Softening your opinion, laughing at someone else's joke you didn't find funny, or pretending not to care about a project you secretly want praised? If so, you're not lazy or weak. You're doing an ancient, surprisingly sensible thing. You're trying to survive in a social world that once decided life or death by whether you belonged. In this episode, we're unpacking the paradox of social invisibility. Why the same instinct that kept our ancestors safe now makes us disappear just when being seen would move our lives forward. And we'll finish with a practical mental toolkit so you can become visible again while staying authentic. Think of visibility like turning up a lamp in a dim room. Your impulse to hide is the hand on the dimmer that learned centuries ago that dimming keeps you safe from predators and group punishment. But the modern world asks for a different skill: to shine in the right moments without being burned by exposure. First, what's happening inside your brain in history? Human beings are a hypersocial species. Cooperation, reputation, and acceptance were the currency of survival. Neurobiologically, the brain treats social rejection similarly to physical pain. The anterior cingulate cortex, a region involved in physical pain, lights up when we experience social exclusion. That's why being ignored can literally feel painful. The amygdala and fear circuits amplify the signal. The less visible you are, the lower the perceived social risk. Over generations, cultures built rules. Don't brag, don't rock the boat, don't call attention to yourself unless you can be useful, because attention came with risk. Fast forward to today. The ecological threats are different, but the circuits are the same. When you stand up in a meeting or post a personal idea online, the ancient brain runs a risk-reward simulation learned from thousands of micro-experiences. If past signals predicted ridicule, you'll self-erode. If past signals predicted acceptance, you'll step forward. That's the why. Now the what. How does self-erasure show up in daily life? It doesn't always look like silence. It shows as minimization. It was nothing. Self-deprecating humor used as armor. Apologizing before you speak. Story shortening. You stop before the interesting details. Or strategic invisibility. Doing valuable work without claiming it. These behaviors offer short-term safety. They reduce the chance of immediate threat. But they also erode long-term goals. Visibility drives opportunity, recognition, and influence. The paradox is cruel. Craving recognition can make you more likely to hide because the stakes feel higher. So how do you shift from shrinking reflexively to choosing when and how to be seen? Below is a toolkit, concrete, low-friction practices that retrain the social circuits while preserving your authenticity. Tool 1. Name the habit. Awareness is the simplest, most powerful intervention. The next time you soften your voice or apologize before speaking, mentally tag it. That's self-erasure. Naming converts automaticity into choice. Tool 2. The spotlight audit, 2 minutes before a social risk. Ask, what will happen if I speak? What's the worst plausible outcome? Could I survive it? Often the imagined catastrophe is worse than reality. Writing a realistic worst case reduces amygdala amplification. Tool 3. Micro-visibility experiments. Treat social exposure like incremental strength training. Start with tiny, reversible acts of visibility. Share a short idea in chat. Comment one sentence on a thread. Bring one original point to a small group conversation. Track outcomes. If nothing terrible happens, your brain updates. Visibility is safer than predicted. Tool 4. The visibility script. Prepare a 15-30-second script you can use when you feel anxious. A brief opener, a claim, and a closing hook. For example, I have an idea about X. Here's one quick thought. Practice it aloud until it feels natural. Scripts reduce cognitive load in the moment and let your message land. Tool 5. Reframe rejection as data. If a comment or reaction stings, convert it to information. What can you learn? Was the delivery off? Was the timing bad? Was the audience different from the one you wanted? This cognitive reframe transforms threat into feedback. Tool 6. Identity armor, permission statements. Develop internal statements that grant you permission to exist visibly. My voice matters because I have perspective. Or, it's okay to be noticed and imperfect. Say these before a stressful conversation. Tool 7. The 3-2-1 visibility rule for meetings. Prepare 3 points before the meeting, share 2 of them, and follow up with 1 written note after. This strategy reduces performance pressure while ensuring you contribute and are remembered. Tool 8. Anchor your values to visibility. Ask, why do I want to be seen here? If it's to help others, to advance a meaningful project, Or to clarify misunderstanding, use that purpose as a North Star. Purpose reduces fear because it links visibility to a mission larger than yourself. Tool 9. Practice constraint. Share less but with more clarity. You don't need to be louder. Be more precise. Practice compressing one idea into one sentence plus one example. Precision reduces vulnerability because it reduces opportunities to be misunderstood. Tool 10. Social rehearsal with trusted allies. Arrange low-stakes practice. Ask a friend to role-play a meeting intro or give feedback on your 30-second script. Social muscles need practice in safe context before they strengthen in public. Tool 11. Ritualized recovery. After an exposure moment, do a short ritual. 5 deep breaths, a 30-second walk, or a journal line. So your nervous system learns that exposure is followed by recovery, not catastrophe. Now some quick exercises you can do tonight. Exercise A, the 2-minute visibility log. At the end of the day, write 2 lines. One moment you wanted to say more and didn't, and one small action you'll take tomorrow to be visible about it. Keep the action extremely small, 1 sentence, 1 message, 1 minute of speaking. Exercise B, the worst plausible pen test. Before a risky social action, write the worst plausible outcome in 1 sentence, then write 3 ways you would cope if that outcome happens. Then put the note away and act. This trains tolerance for social uncertainty. Exercise C, the rewind rename. After a painful social memory, rewind it in your mind. Rename the emotion, for example, shame, self-protective fear, and imagine a different, kinder response you might try next time. Visualization helps the brain rehearse new neural pathways. A few clarifying metaphors. Invisibility is not absence, it's camouflage. Camouflage keeps you safe but also hides your colors. Visibility is not exposing every part of yourself like a mirror that never breaks. It's choosing which parts to display and how to present them, like curating a gallery. Authentic visibility is selective, value-driven, and practiced. Let's also dismantle 3 common traps. Trap 1. Authenticity = unfiltered honesty. False. Authenticity thrives when you are honest about your priorities and kind in your delivery. Unfiltered honesty can mask insecurity. Trap 2. If I'm visible, I'll be judged and rejected. True, sometimes, but visibility also increases social reward, opportunity, and the chance to find allies. Trap 3. Visibility means I have to be perfect. False. People respond to usefulness and vulnerability, not perfection. Imperfect visibility often builds stronger connections than polished invisibility. Finally, notice the ethical dimension. Visibility should not be about forcing yourself to hot glamour perform every moment. The goal is to expand your range, so you can choose when to stand in the light and when to rest. If you come from a culture or family that taught silence as virtue, this is about adding options to your repertoire, not erasing your heritage. To close, here's a short 5-step micro-protocol you can use before any social opportunity. 1. Pause and name the urge to hide. 2. Apply the spotlight audit. Write the worst plausible and one coping move. 3. Use your visibility script to speak one clear sentence. 4. Note the outcome. What happened versus what you feared. 5. Do a ritualized recovery. Repeat the sequence like reps in a gym. Small, consistent exposures build durable strength. You were designed to belong. Your nervous system will always try to protect that need. But belonging does not require self-erasure. By practicing tiny intentional steps, you teach your ancient brain a modern truth. Being seen is not always dangerous, and sometimes it's exactly what your life needs. If this toolkit helped you see one new way to step forward, try one micro action right after this video and write about the result in the comments. Your small experiment might help someone else. If you found this useful, like, share, and subscribe to Mind Unlocked for more practical, science-rooted tools to think better, act clearer, and be seen without losing who you are. Because visibility, when chosen and practiced, becomes a quiet power you can carry into every room.